Hey, Sean's Boosted Garage back. Another episode of Garage Quick Tips. Today I want to talk about hose clamps. There's a few different ones. There's kind of the old standard that we've always used. And then there's a few other ones that I've come across over time that some are good, some are bad. So here they are. I'm going to call it the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. First clamp. I got to start with the worst one. Is this one. This is the old standard that's just been on. This is the old standard hose clamps. Has been on everything. I've used these for years. And I'll tell you why I got away from them. When I put a turbo on my car, I had to on my Mustang. I had to put a I had to use a oil filter relocation kit. And you know, it came from On3, and you know, it's sort of a budget kit. This is what they sent for clamps, you know, or something very similar. This clamp almost cost me my engine. And I'll tell you what happened was I either didn't have this tight enough or it was as tight as it could get. Anyways, the hose blew off and drained my engine of oil. Luckily, I was able to shut it off before any real damage was done. So I no longer use these unless I absolutely have to. There's other options out there. Here's another one. This is another one I found that I came across. Like when this clamp first failed, I was kind of looking like, well, what can I use for clamps? Well, then I came across this one. I found this at CarQuest, and it's called I believe it's called a constant tension clamp. And basically what you see here are Belleville washers. So these Belleville washers have a, I guess you'd call them convex, and they're facing away from each other. So they kind of, as you tighten it up, these come together and act as a spring. They keep constant tension on the nut, on the bolt, on the screw. So as things, say if you're using this on your oil system, as it heats up or cools off, it's going to expand or contract, which could potentially cause this clamp to loosen off, especially if you over tighten it in the first place. And maybe, I think if anyone's familiar with these, I'm sure you've seen these get deformed. The little threads, I guess, or teeth, whatever you want to call it. These get deformed, but you won't know that because it engages up in here, and you can't see if you deform the threads or not. You just sort of have to go by feel when you tighten it up. These ones here are a bit better, and if you look them up, there's actually a torque value that you use to tighten this with. Because if you over tighten them, it doesn't do any good either. You have to torque it to the right value so that there's some spring tension left here and it's not completely collapsed together. If it's completely collapsed together, it's really no better than this clamp. Here's the other one. These hold well. These do good. These, you know, the manufacturers the OEMs use these all the time. What I don't like about these is you need pliers to get them off, and if it's in a real tight spot, it's almost impossible to get something in there. So, and they're usually so strong that they're hard to squeeze with your fingers. Like, you know, they're good for certain situations, but not everything. If you got good access, like a top radiator hose, then yeah, go ahead and use that. So these are my favorite. These clamps, they're called T-bolt clamps. There's no teeth in them like you see in this. Because one of the problems with these too is that if you over tighten them, these will also bite into your hose and tear your hose up. So these here are a nice kind of full smooth clamp. It's got like a bolt and a locking nut affair. I've actually used these. I have these almost exclusively on my Mustang now for everything. I just think they're the best option I've come across so far. In fact, I use them on just about everything. Now, these ones I got are a bit long, as you can tell by how much thread's sticking out, but I can always cut that off. I mean, I even use it for all the boost piping. So, and I've never had these blow apart. Car is currently running like 15 pounds of boost, and I've never had one of these blow apart. Now, each where these clamps go, just on the other side on the pipe, there's actually there's either a bead roll or just a small little bead, sort of at 3 different spots around the pipe, and that's just for the clamp to lock up again. So, anyways, not a big one here today, but I just thought I'd sort of pass along sort of the stuff I've learned over time. Anyways, hopefully this was helpful to you. These are sort of the 4 clamps I've had experience with. I mean, to me, this is the best here. This is good. These are, I'm gonna call these bad. They're not horrible, but you know, they're a better option than this one, which is just downright ugly. So, anyways, that's it for today. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.